alphabets and colors. This is part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, please go ahead and watch it. I have linked it in the description box. And the second video is all about
numbers and counting.
Yes, it is a math video. We are going to see numbers and counting. Without a further ado, let's go into the video. Here I have these number flashcards with a 10 frame or a 10 squares downwards. I have two sets of this. One set, the 10 frame is empty, and in the second set, in the 10 frame, the number on the top is depicted with a dot. If it's 1, there is 1 dot in the frame. If there is 2, there is 2 dots. If you want to get these flashcards, I have a free printable attached in the description box. Please go ahead and check it. To make the learning little more playful, I have got this Spider-Man and I have made him into a counter catcher. These are the counters which we will be using to count the numbers. In first step, I lay all the cards in a jumbled way and ask him to identify the numbers and put them in order. A simple tip which I follow in the homeschooling is don't be anxious and correct kid as soon as they do the mistake, and don't stop them in between. It will stop their thinking and they stress out thinking of their mistakes. So let them go through the process and they will identify their own mistakes and correct it before even you notice it. In that way they enjoy the process of learning more rather than you correcting them in each and every step. This is step 2. I have jumbled the second set of flashcards and asked him to match them with the first ones from 0 to 5. In step 1, we have focused on identifying the number and laying them in the order. In step 2, we are focusing on matching them with the first cards and identifying the difference between both the flashcards. Once we are done with step 2, they are done identifying the difference between both the flashcards. That is, in first flashcards the 10 frame is empty, and in the second flashcards the 10 frame depicting the number on the top with a dot. In the same way, we are going to fill the first flashcards with the counters. As in, if there is 1, we are going to put 1 counter. In 2, we are going to put 2 counters, making them identical with the second flashcards. In this step, we are making them understand these are just not numbers. 2 and 3 are just not different numbers like the two different alphabets A and B has two different sounds. These numbers have different counts, like 2 counts twice and 3 counts thrice. That is what we are showing them with these counters. Just to make the learning session little more fun, I have made this counter. This is just a popsicle stick. I have colored it and attached some toys on the top.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Once they get acquainted with the counters and putting them accordingly with looking at the reference of second set of flashcards, you need to take out the second set of flashcards and they will not have any reference, and they need to fill the counters with the respective number. As I am showing it now in the video, I have took out everything and I have just given him one flashcard with the number 4, and I have asked him to put the counters from left to right and count them after he is done, and he was successful. Whenever I wanted to make him count the bigger numbers, I give him the second set of flashcards where the frame is filled, and I'll ask him to match it with the counter. This way it will not be little overwhelming for them. So once when they are done doing this, you can give them the first set of flashcards where the tent frame is empty. This is step 4, where I have removed all the flashcards and he has no reference or no access to the numbers here, and now I have put some counters on the table and I have asked him to count them and match them with the same number of counters.
Five.
Good job! Once he has started getting little bored with the counters, I have made them play a little game. It was like end of a session game. Always at the end of a session we play in interesting games and we will end the session. This was the end of the session, so I made them play this game. They'll roll the dice and he will count the number of dots on the dice and they will distribute the counters accordingly. Whoever gets more number of counters at the end of the game wins the game. And it was him who won the game and he was very happy finally, and he is really excited for the next session. Before starting this homeschooling session and everything, I have started reading about Montessori methods. Then what I have realized is we don't need any fancy toys or any great grand books or apps to make our kids learn at home. It's just with all these simple things or day-to-day learning, we can give a great knowledge to our kids. We can make them learn simple things like numbers, alphabets, words, our basic language what we speak at home. All these things are really easy. It just takes our time and patience. All the best to all the parents who are doing this at home, and my power to you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you feel this video is helpful for you, please like, share and subscribe and let me know in the comment section how you like it. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in my next video.